Today we're doing Angelica Root. Now yesterday we did Angelica Seed, and the two are not that different in terms of physical properties. It's the aroma and the spiritual properties that are different. If we say physical, what we will say is that it's the more phototoxic of the two. And Tisserand suggests that you should use it in dilutions no larger than 0.8% dilution to avoid the phototoxicity. So that's very low, isn't it? However, I have to say I can't see any reason why you wouldn't go as low as 0.5%. The physical, it's such a powerfully physical oil that you don't need tons of it. Just put 1 or 2 drops in a blend and it will be fine, and you'll be avoiding the phototoxicity. Just as a reminder, if you are using Young Living's Angelica oil, it is Angelica Root, not Angelica Seed, and this is what we're doing today. It's a more expensive oil because the yield is really low. We're looking at 0.15% to 0.3%, so very low. It's changes colour with age, so mine's probably like mud now. Mine's very old, and I shouldn't be using it because it'll oxidize, but I don't like throwing oils away, I have to say. So it's when you first get it, it's light yellow, and then as it ages it goes through to sort of a yellowish brown, and like I say, mine turns brown. It's a really ancient plant healer. It's been used in Indian medicine, in Ayurvedic, since time immemorial. It's a restorative, really, particularly for winter illnesses. So you know, your coughs, colds, bronchitis, chapped skin, all of that stuff all falls under the warmth of Angelica Root, and they traditionally used it in cleansing rituals. So they would burn the root to be able to get rid of coughs and colds out of the environment. And don't forget, you know, we're not thinking about rituals in the same way as we have rituals now. For them, the spiritual aspect and for the emotional aspect and the medicinal aspect were all the same thing. So they're burning the Angelica Root not just to get rid of bugs, but for protection of the home, protection of the mind, the body, the spirit. And it's a wide-reaching therapy, Angelica Root. The same applies as did with Angelica Seed, that it is emotionally sedative, physically stimulating. So if we're going back to what we said about long-term stress, if somebody's really chronically exhausted, and we've got things like adrenal burnout, then this is lovely because it lets them stop, but it fortifies the body. And it's very useful, both the Angelicas really, for people who've got stomach complaints, who are very reactive to stress. So you know, especially people who become constipated because they can't let go of things, they can't move with change, you know. I'm sure you know people who become stopped up because life is just too challenging and they just go rigid in every possible way. And Angelica's lovely, and you could use it as a compress or massage oil on the tummy, or you know, any of the ways you know how to use them. In terms of skin, again, dull congested skin, also puffy eyes. Puffy eyes is lovely. You could use it with celery or some more fennel, because they're decongestant but very gentle. You know, that family are just well, think of how they waft in the wind. They're strong, but they're very fragile, aren't they? Or delicate's the word I'm looking for. Also useful for psoriasis, I found. So in an ointment with something like cajeput or calendula, and I'll say calendula carrier maceration rather than the absolute, because I'm a big fan. Yeah, so in terms of what it blends with, conifers, citruses, patchouli, neroli, petitgrain, cedarwoods, juniper, rose otto. Well, I don't know why I haven't put rose absolute, but rose absolute too, jasmine as well. helichrysum, and sandalwood. And just to be clear, those lists aren't exhaustive. You will find far more to blend with them than I have, because you just get used to the smells that you like, don't you? So that's what I've got. But you'll find more in. Whereas the other one, whereas Angelica Seed is sort of a floatier note. This is a base to middle note. It's a real heavy note, and a good fixative in perfume blends as well. So that is Angelica Root. No, it isn't. I got a whole new page of notes that I'd forgotten. Yes, I've forgotten to say this. That it's about separation from spirit. So what did you do to get yourself in this blooming mess? There will always be times in life where life is going wrong and you are thinking, right, well, I do it all the time myself. The universe is kicking my ass. And it's very nice to think, oh, the universe did that. But it's Angelica Root goes, did you have a part to play in this, please, madam? And it makes you look and go, yeah, I might have done. But particularly, and I have a friend in mind who maybe her sister will forward this to her, because she won't look herself, but maybe her sister will forward it to her, that she has a nice relationship with a man. It's a complicated relationship, but it's nice. But she perpetually breaks it up, and everybody else has to pick up the pieces all of the time, because she really, really buys into the Walt Disney version of what a romance should be like. And everybody around her can see that just that's not what life looks like, And so she completely self-sabotages her relationship, and God knows why the man sticks around, to be honest, because genuinely she thinks that life should be like Cinderella. And that is very much Angelica Root medicine, looking and going, that's not what love looks like. Why are you doing this? And that, yes, I have to say I do love Deborah Eidson. I do pick from her work a lot. She puts it lovely. She says, all time is now. This fundamental lesson collapses time and heals the charged emotions that disrupt harmony in your relationships with yourself, with others, and with life. So Angelica Root says, I know you've done it before, and I know you know that you can change, but I'm telling you, this is the time to change, this very second, and you're going to learn this lesson now, because I'm a bit sick of you doing this now. So if you can see this self-sabotage thing of just buying into the movie stereotypes of seduction and stuff, and it's really, life's not like that, is it? I mean, I know I'm odd, we know I'm odd, but I always wish for calm. The excitement's just a bit beyond me, really, and I think Angelica Root quite likes that. It just goes, yeah, just be level. Enough now, enough with the histrionics. Just be open to being loved. And yeah, it's nice. So it does expand the heart chakra. And the third eye responds by seeing new perceptions. And so you get this kind of new creativity happening in your body. And it's lovely, really. Also, are you familiar with the thymus chakra? It's not one of the traditionally known ones, but it sits behind the breastplate, just above the heart chakra, really. And Angelica Root strengthens the thymus chakra. And well, those of you who read my books, and particularly my helichrysum book, you'll know that I think very strongly that autoimmune diseases come from hating yourself, really, from self-loathing, and when it reacts with the thymus chakra, it kind of makes you less judgmental of your soul's journey, and I think that's very important. So if you are doing the work that's in the Helichrysum book at the moment, it might be worth just popping a drop of Angelica Root in with your blends just to see how that transforms it. Really, you might find that it's easier to, you know, all the Chiron work that's in the Helichrysum book, about, you know, your particular life's journeys. I think that this would be very useful. And yeah, if somebody's got autoimmune, it's worth having a look at Angelica Root as a possible medicine for them too. Yeah, my note says recollection of past life experiences. So you can look at the experiences and go, that's why I'm doing that. And you don't know for certain, do you? But it's always worth examining it and sort of looking at it with some kind of realisation of saying, could it be that? Let's look at that more closely. And yeah, I've put useful of doing Helichrysum journey. It says, love yourself and acknowledge the perfection of spirit. Gosh, it's not very me, is it? I must have copied that off somebody else. But yeah, I mean, I do believe in that. There's got to be a very strong self-acceptance. And I've been almost thinking of, well, the girls bought me a mug for Christmas with, I don't know if you've seen it on Facebook, when you click up a Facebook thumb. For some reason, I don't know how I've done it, but the one that goes through to Amy comes up as a little pile of poo. I'm sure you've seen it everywhere, and I can't get it off. So they bought me this this mug that says "feel like," and then this little thing of poo, which is very rude. And then on the back it says hashtag meh, and I cannot bear that term meh. It's like banal, isn't it? But so I have a new one, which is hashtag life's rich tapestry. It's a lot more poetic than me, and I think that Angelica Root is very much like that. You say that, well, even the rubbish stuff is perfect. It's your learning process, and it's what's supposed to happen, and it puts you where you're supposed to be. So hashtag life's rich tapestry. And it says heightens clairvoyance. That's definitely true for root and seed. You're definitely tapping into this cosmic realm. And compassion of self and others, and we're back on the circle, really, aren't we? We're back to hospices. You know, you look after yourself. Like, very rude. My phone cut me off in my prime, really. Talking about Angelica Root. And yeah, I kind of got to the end of my notes about the spiritual stuff, but I found some really nice healing information that I thought that would be useful to you. And this comes from Deborah Eidson's book as well. I can't remember what it's called, something about vibrational aromatherapy. Anyway, search your name, Eidsen. So she says, if you put Angelica on the front and the back of the heart chakra, which is between the boobs and between the shoulder blades at the back, then that softens rigid feelings. She says use it on the heart meridian to increase the joy of being. So heart meridian, left hand, middle finger starting here, underneath the finger on the ball of the hand. It goes across, down the side of the hand, then it comes down the outside of the arm to the elbow. There's an acupressure point here, there's an acupressure point here, then it comes up into the armpit, shaven or unshaven depending on the day. So we're going to use the Angelica. Obviously we're going to use it diluted into some kind of carrier. I suppose rose hip is lovely. It's rose, it's heart, isn't it? But it's your choice. And so we're just going to use it onto the meridian. Now bear in mind that acupressure is a discipline all in its own right. It doesn't need an essential oil. It's very, very powerful healing medicine. So you're adding an essential oil to it, you're supercharging it. So we're not doing this often. we're just going to do it sort of 3 gentle strokes a day. That's it. So again, middle finger here, here, here. Can't feel it. There's an acupressure point here. Here, up into the armpit. And so all we're going to do is stroke it like that, stroke the oil in. So that is to increase the joy of being. She also says if you put it onto the triple warmer meridian, that enhances heart energy, which in turn reduces shoulder stiffness. So I like that because my shoulders are always stiff, so I thought we'll give that a go. So triple warmer is the opposite hand and it goes from 1, 2, 3 here, ring finger, so underneath the ball, and it goes actually sorry, it's wrong, back of the hand here, back of the hand down, it goes along the middle of the back of the arm, up over the shoulder, up the neck, round behind your ear, up to the temple. It's just a weird route actually, isn't it? So we're going to go from back of the hand, ring finger, along down the back of the hand, up over the shoulder, up the neck, round the back of the ear to here. So it's up to you what you put it into. As I say, carrier oil, you're going to be putting carrier oil into your hair, aren't you? So perhaps do it just last thing at night. And remember, keep your dilutions very, very low. 0.8% is what Tisserand says. I say, why would you go any higher than 0.5%? And particularly for this kind of medicine, because you really don't need large amounts. You're going to be stimulating it on the acupressures as well. So yeah, Angelica Root. And I hope the break in the video, which was very rude of my phone, hasn't ruined your enjoyment of the video. So tomorrow, not an essential oil, amber. I love amber. So I thought I'd do a little bit about that because a couple of you shouted it out and I thought, controversial because it's not an oil, but I don't care. It's very therapeutic. I'm putting it in tomorrow. Amber. See you then. Bye.